Hello and welcome to my Home Cook School presentation. I'm working on this project in partnership with the North Carrick Community Leisure Group, and basically I've devised a programme which includes two different cooking courses which will be put on for residents from in and around the North Carrick area. And the funding that I've applied for, it's called PB funding, so it's participatory budgeting funding, and the idea of it is that the local community decide who gets the funding and who doesn't. So I want to tell you a bit about my project and hope that you can come and vote for me and the project on Saturday at Maybole Town Hall. So basically, you would need to come at any point between 10 and 1 this Saturday, and there's teas, coffees and so on. It just takes a few minutes to vote, and your decision basically influences what happens that day and who is lucky enough to get the funding. So, starting with a little easy quote: I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. Confucius. So the reason I put that in there is, as somebody who's really passionate about cooking, I'm an avid reader of cookbooks and I'll watch lots of cooking programmes on TV and YouTube and so on. But I think there's no better way to learn than to do a combination of those things, but to learn hands-on, and that's when you can ask questions and make mistakes and look for clarification, and that's why I think that people will get the most out of learning by doing hands-on cooking lessons with me. So the project outline is to deliver cooking courses in Maybole, two classes aimed at different community groups, to basically improve people's home cooking skills, to sort of broaden the amount of dishes that they can do and the skills that they have and the knowledge that they have, and to bring people together. That's the most important thing. It's not working in one-on-one sessions, it's working in groups, meeting new people, learning from each other, and having fun. So the first idea that I have is to run a survival cookery course. And this is an after-school cooking club aimed at age 11 to 18. So it's basically to develop cooking skills, which are an essential life skill, and to help young people expand their knowledge of food and nutrition and enjoy the benefits of actually sitting down and eating together. So although we cook, of course we eat. If we don't have time to eat, I always issue doggy bags as well, so people can take things home, but quite often by the end of the class, the dishes that they've made are eaten. So that I think is a really brilliant skill for young people, especially as they grow up, move out of the family home or go off to college or uni or get their own flat. Then they need to know those basic skills, and more often than not, some people, just end up eating pre-prepared foods and so on, and we all know they're not the healthiest, and that it's better to cook from scratch and know what you're eating. So that's what that course is all about, and it'll be fun and casual and really, we'll be cooking things that people like to eat as well. So is there a need for the survival cookery course? Well, I think the answer is definitely yes. In 2015, 15% of children from the age of 2 to 15 were at risk of obesity, with a further 13% at risk of being overweight. In 2015, 65% of adults aged 16 and over were overweight, including 29 who were obese. And in 2014, 20% of adults and only 14% of children aged 2 to 15 consumed the recommended amount of 5 or more portions of fruit and vegetables a day. So we know there is an issue with cooking and diets. foods that people are eating in Scotland. We know from the figures that there are issues there, and we need to address it. And I think, some young people learn home economics skills at school. Some of them don't choose it as a subject, so they're only doing it for a couple of years and then they're not getting any more. And some schools don't have home economics departments anymore. There's a shortage of home economics teachers. So a lot of young people are going out kind of disadvantaged. They don't have those skills. And this is a perfect way for them to socialise and to learn those skills in a fun way. So that's my first idea. The second idea is the Senior Supper Club. This would take the shape of a weekly cooking class followed by a communal supper. So it's aimed at age 55 plus. We'll be looking at healthy options, new recipes. Sometimes my clients come to me and say that they just feel, so some of them are really good cooks, but they just feel that they are eating the same things all the time and want more variety. They're stuck in a rut. Other people's circumstances change and they're maybe cooking for one, and can't be bothered cooking for one. How do you do that? What about cooking and freezing and so on? How do I mix it up, make it more exciting, more interesting? How do I cook for larger groups, cook for my friends, have people over for dinner? I don't feel comfortable doing that. So we'll look at all sorts of things like that. And again, we'll look at reducing food waste, which is another big issue, particularly in our country. The government are looking to reduce food waste by 30% over the next few years. So, we've all got to play our part in that and start thinking about cooking and planning and shopping and a bit wiser. So I'll talk about some of that as well within the course. And also the course, not just the cooking aspect, but the targeting loneliness and promoting social interaction. I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. So, Senior Suppers Club, so why do it? Basically, eating a healthy diet can help reduce the risk of developing serious conditions, including heart disease, certain cancers, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. And academic research is clear that preventing and alleviating loneliness is vital to enabling older people to remain as independent as possible. 17% of older people are in contact with family, friends and neighbours less than once a month, and 11% once a week, and 11% are in contact less than once a month. Over half, 51% of all people aged 75 and over live alone. So you can see why I've built in this aspect of not just doing the cooking class, but taking the time to sit down with people at the end of the class and have a meal, basically. That's a little picture of me at the Ballantrae Food Festival, I think, doing a demo of what looks like bruschetta. So why home cook school? Well, I have 13 years teaching experience. Before home cook school, I was a lecturer, albeit in a different subject. So I'm very used to working with different community groups, and I really enjoy it. And I enjoy the variety of the work that I do. I'm passionate about cooking, sharing my experience and bringing people together. And I should say as well, I'm really interested in people sharing their experiences as well. It's not just all about me. And I'm looking forward to encouraging, my clients to share their recipes and tips as well amongst themselves. I recently demonstrated dishes at the Ballantrae and New Mills Food Festival. I worked with a demonstration just recently for the Kirkmichael Women's Group. I just recently worked with Ayrshire Food from Ayrshire Folk, which is promoting local produce, which was really nice. I enjoyed that. And I'm doing forthcoming events with the Maybole Over 50s group and the Women's Institute. So were just a couple of little reviews that were left for me very kindly by clients. The dishes were absolutely delicious and we enjoyed cooking them in a really relaxed, sociable atmosphere. I had so much fun cooking things I hadn't made before, and if I do say so myself, the results were lush, and the lesson was fun, friendly and full of useful tips which will allow me to confidently try out other recipes in addition to the meal that I cooked. So some really nice feedback, and there's some little pictures there of some of the dishes that we made. So I hope that gives you a flavour, very briefly, of the sorts of things that I can do in the classes that I hope to run, and if in any way that you can sort of pop down, if you're from the Maybole area, if you work there, if you study there, if you play sport in the area, then you basically can vote. I hope to see you on Saturday. If you're there, come and say hello to me, and let's hope that I get the funding and that these ideas go ahead and that these courses run. So if they do, I'll certainly be keeping you up to date on Facebook. So thanks. Bye.